What if everything you've heard about AI is just a bubble waiting to burst? Behind the flashy headlines and billion-dollar promises lies a hidden truth, one that could reshape our future for better or worse. Generative AI, a revolution, or just a shiny facade?
Well, it's the first technology that has no limit. I mean, when you invent a tractor or even a cell phone, you kind of figure out, okay, we can figure out how that's going to change life. Here, where the AI is very intelligent, and when you put it in robotic form, it can do a lot of both blue-collar and white-collar jobs. The fact that's happening over the next decade, the idea of, do we really trust government to adjust the tax policies and make sure that, okay, we're shortening the work week? So it's happening very fast, and it's unlimited.
It's going. And AI is another major moment in technology. There's several. Graphical user, the chip itself, the computer, then the laptop, then the graphical user interface was in there. Mobile, social, internet, mobile, social. And this is one of those, and it's a big one.
And then suddenly that consensus just goes away. Nobody even asks, gee, why were we so confident? And then it blew up.
According to this paper, just a few months ago, generative AI was heralded as the future by tech leaders, venture capitalists, and corporate stakeholders. Media outlets amplified these claims, and the internet buzzed with excitement over the seemingly endless potential of AI systems to create art, draft text, and solve problems with just a few prompts. The hype became so pervasive that businesses scrambled to jump on the AI bandwagon. Some even rebranded themselves by adding AI to their names to boost their stock value. Companies that mentioned AI in their earnings calls saw a surge in investor interest, further fueling the frenzy. Consultants and investment firms proclaimed AI to be a goldmine. Morgan Stanley touted a $6 trillion opportunity, while McKinsey positioned generative AI as a productivity frontier, estimating potential economic gains rivaling the GDP of entire nations. At the same time, these firms conveniently marketed their own AI services, promising to help businesses adapt to this inevitable revolution. AI boot camps, online courses, and Learn AI Now ads proliferated, leaving individuals and businesses alike feeling pressured to keep up or risk being left behind. Yet, as the initial enthusiasm begins to wane, a new narrative is emerging. Perhaps generative AI is overhyped. Financial institutions and venture capitalists are questioning its true value. Reports highlight that despite massive investments, tangible returns are lacking. Goldman Sachs' recent analysis observed that AI technology is exceptionally expensive and struggles to address the complex problems it was promised to solve. Meanwhile, legal battles over stolen training data, environmental concerns, and growing skepticism about AI's efficacy are casting long shadows over its supposed inevitability. The push to present AI as indispensable follows a familiar pattern seen in the history of technological innovation. From automobiles to electricity to computers, many technologies were once marketed as revolutionary and inevitable. In reality, their dominance required massive infrastructure investments and societal shifts. These technologies were not inherently necessary. Their adoption was strategically orchestrated by corporations and investors seeking to entrench their products. For example, IBM famously reshaped office environments to accommodate its systems, ensuring businesses became dependent on its products. Today, AI companies are employing similar tactics, embedding their tools into workflows and infrastructures, not because these systems are flawless, but to make them harder to replace. Even when AI products underdeliver or fail outright, their early integration often secures their place in industries, entangling businesses and making reversal difficult. This hype has extended to the rhetoric surrounding AI's capabilities. Despite ongoing issues like bias, inaccuracies, privacy violations, and immense energy consumption, AI is publicly framed as a transformative force. Critics argue that this narrative benefits investors and corporations far more than society at large, ensuring continued funding and market presence even as cracks in the facade become more apparent. Signs of the AI hype bubble deflating are becoming evident. High-profile companies like Amazon and Google have scaled back their AI promises, acknowledging issues with costs and accuracy. Venture capitalists are questioning the financial viability of generative AI, noting that its massive computational demands haven't been met with proportional revenue. Regulators are also stepping in, emphasizing that AI must comply with existing laws, further dampening the industry's unchecked growth. Public backlash is growing too. Artists and content creators have criticized companies for using their work to train AI without consent, leading some businesses to clarify their policies or market themselves as AI-free. Consumers are becoming more aware of AI's limitations, recognizing that instead of automating mundane tasks, it often introduces inefficiencies or substandard outputs. Even as the generative AI bubble deflates, its harmful effects will linger. Environmental damage caused by AI's energy-intensive operations is a glaring concern. Companies like Microsoft and Google have walked back ambitious climate goals, citing the demands of AI as a major obstacle. These emissions contribute to the climate crisis, with no way to reverse the damage already done. Labor markets have also been disrupted. Generative AI threatens creative professionals by offering cheaper but inferior alternatives to human-made art and content. While unions and advocacy groups are fighting for protections, the mere perception that AI can replace human workers has led to wage suppression and job insecurity. Finally, the impact on our information ecosystems is profound. AI-generated content has flooded the internet, often blending fact with fiction in ways that are hard to distinguish. As misinformation spreads, public trust in reliable sources diminishes, eroding the quality of our shared knowledge base. While the AI industry struggles to reconcile its lofty promises with reality, it's crucial to remember that the consequences of this hype cycle extend far beyond stock prices or corporate profits. The environmental, social, and cultural costs of generative AI will shape our world for years to come. Understanding and addressing these challenges is essential as we navigate the aftermath of another inflated tech revolution. As we navigate the rise of AI, it's crucial to ask ourselves, are we embracing innovation, or are we being sold dependency? The future is not inevitable. It's ours to shape. What do you think about the growing role of AI in our lives? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos exploring the intersection of technology and society, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Yeah, it's basically like thinking that more food is always good for you. You know, there is a limit to how much food the body needs, and in a similar way, there is a limit to how much food for the thought, food for the mind needs, which is information. And the same way that there is so much junk food out there, there is also so much junk information out there, and we basically need to go on an information diet.
Yes.
The same way that over the last few generations, the industries learned how to produce artificial food, which is pumped full of fat and sugar and salt and is addictive and not good for us. They've also learned how to manufacture this artificial information, which is pumped full of greed and hate and fear and is addictive to our mind and isn't good for it.